right, and we're back for another episode of the Lakers Fast Break podcast. It's Gerald Glassford coming right back at you here from Lakers Fast Break, Pop Culture Cosmos, Inside Sports Fantasy Football, and Game Source. We truly appreciate everyone out there listening to all of our shows. And if you can, please give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Plus, if you can like, share, subscribe, follow, or do anything that you can to support us right here at the Lakers Fast Break, Pop Culture Cosmos, Inside Sports Fantasy Football, Game Source, the Locked On NBA Draft Podcast, and of course our good friends at the Hoopheads Podcast Network. It is sincerely appreciated. Well, this is one of my favorite times of the year. It's just before the start of the NBA season, and what a better time to do the NBA season preview right here at the Lakers Fast Break. And who better to do it with than the man I've done this before with. We've gone through the playoffs together. We've done season previews together. And now we're back to do one more. It is a good friend. He is the mastermind behind the Locked On NBA Draft Podcast. You got to go ahead and check it out wherever you get your podcast. It shows every Monday through Thursday. And he is on personally Mondays and Thursdays. You got to go ahead and check out if you want to become an aficionado of anything and everything NBA Draft. It is my good friend. It is Mr. Rafael Barlowe. And Rafael, great to have you back talking NBA once again.
Yeah, it's around the corner. Season starts, Tuesday?
That is correct, yes.
Yeah, so it's approaching fast. It still feels a little early. It feels really early.
Remember 1 year ago, you and I were just wrapping up our time during the playoffs. The Lakers had just won a little bit over a year and a week, less than a week ago. So time flies, my friend.
Yeah, but usually I remember the season started like Halloween, like around that time.
Yep.
And now we're like a week earlier. So it still seems a little early, but I'm happy that we're here.
Well, barring any other catastrophes like we've already gone through, I think that next year is going to be on time, the schedule. I think this is the final year that we have to go ahead of any tweaking of the calendar's year for the NBA, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. But it's going to be a great season. I'm looking forward to it, and I know you are as well, my friend. I know you've had some shout-outs and some thoughts on the NBA season on your Locked On NBA Draft podcast in recent episodes. Plus, you talked a lot about some of the different prospects that are out there, including his latest one where he talks about some of the French prospects as well. So we'll have to see if you can go ahead and check that out, please, because he's got some a great lineup of shows, not only from himself, but his other regular mainstays on that channel. So please go ahead and check that out on the Locked On NBA Draft podcast. But we're here talking the NBA season preview, my friend. Let's start with the Eastern Conference. We're going to go from a 15-1 scenario, and then after we go through the Eastern and Western Conference, we're going to have our conference finals winners, and then, of course, the NBA finals winners, who will come out on top ultimately with this NBA championship. So number 15 in the Eastern Conference, who do you have, my friend?
The Orlando Magic. I think they're going to be just awful.
What a quinky-dink. I have them at number 15 as well. I do want to go ahead and give a shout-out to former guest who did talk the Orlando Magic. Pay my respects to the late Alex Fleming, who spoke so highly of them and how he was looking forward to the season. He unfortunately passed away this past week, so I wanted to go ahead and give him a shout out. And he was looking on the bright side of everything. But I know when you look at it from a perspective of the roster that's there, they have got such a dearth of real talent there. I think only one other team I see with less talent as far as overall is concerned. But the one individual I'm hoping that might change it around, and I'm hoping will give them a bigger boost and maybe even take them out of this 15th position, although I think maybe Orlando's still trying to go ahead and do what they can to tank, is Jalen Suggs. Your thoughts on Jalen Suggs? I mean, to me, he's someone that I think that has got a bright future, even though they do have R.J. Hampton, who's played well so far in the preseason. They've got Cole Anthony. They've got Markelle Fultz. what do they do about this 4-point guard rotation? It's kind of crazy, man.
Yeah, if I knew the answers, I'd tell you. I don't know. They can throw out so many different lineups. Like if you told me their starting lineup today was or at least for opening night was Jalen Suggs and Gary Harris with I don't know Jonathan Isaac, I believe you. If you told me it was Cole Anthony and Markelle Fultz, I wouldn't be shocked. If you told me it was Suggs and Hampton, like there's so many guys that have, just so many similar skill sets. Fultz is the only one that has been paid so far. So everyone else is there. They're young. They're looking for their next contract. They're still trying to find their role or who they are in the league, which is tough for a young coach because, guys are trying to get paid. I saw that they paid Wendell Carter, which I was kind of shocked that he signed so early. I thought he would have at least tried to at least gamble on himself and see if he can get a little bit more money after the season. But with his injuries, then it kind of makes sense to try to get something secured there. But, they have a lot of talent, a lot of young guys. Oh, I should say they have a lot of talent. They have a lot of guys that are talented with potential, but nobody really knows the pecking order, like who's their go-to guy, who's their closer. It's just a lot of questions to be answered. And so, I think they're going to struggle. I think it's going to take a while for the coach to find a rotation. And once he finds a rotation, it's still a matter of keeping guys happy. I like Suggs a lot, but he really struggled in the preseason. Like if you just look at his numbers overall, it was pretty brutal. But it is preseason. You don't want to overreact towards preseason, but they're I think so far in preseason, Suggs 27% from the floor, 20% from three, 33% from the free throw line, 3 assists, 2 turnovers, 5 points per game.
Not the way you want to start off your NBA season, but again, maybe it's just preseason, it's working out the kinks. But I kind of found it weird that they wanted to go ahead already and sign Wendell Carter Jr. to a contract extension. Of course, with his injury history, you're right. I would sign it if I was him. Orlando, I know they already seem to make a definitive decision between him and Mo Bamba.
They're playing them together. The last preseason.
Oh, that's right. Their last preseason game, I saw them in the lineup together. That's right. So, yeah, doing that extra wide body thing, especially with Jonathan Isaac there for that extra wide length. So on the defensive end, it sounds great. On the offensive end, they're going to be struggling for points. So don't be surprised if you see some 60s and 70-point games maybe popping up every now and then. So
if you only score 70 points in today's NBA, that's really, really bad.
Well, we had a team in the exhibition season that lost by 70 and did only score 59. So,
that's true.
That's, anything is possible with this NBA season. But Orlando Magic is at number 15. Number 14, who do you have?
The Detroit Pistons. I think they're going to be pretty bad also. They also have to figure out their guard rotation. I think they're going to start the season with Cunningham and Killian Hayes together. Just because Killian, they've invested so much in him. And I was super, super high on Killian last year. I was really high. But so far, the results early just haven't been the best. And so I think Cade is best with the ball in his hands. And they're eventually going to have to figure out a way to make Cade the primary. Killian's not a good shooter off the ball, while Cade is. So even though it may not be the best fit for them, I think they're going to try them together. Looks like they're going to start Olynyk at center, and then Sadiq Bey, Jerry Grant, and then after that, the depth is pretty thin. I think they should be better than Orlando simply because Jerry Grant, and I think Cade is going to be really good. So,
is he your choice for the Rookie of the Year?
No, not yet. Not yet. I haven't. I'm still trying to decide. I think based off of preseason, I think you got to throw Josh Giddey in that mix.
Yeah, he's been looking very good. Maybe that's an upcoming episode of the Locked On NBA Draft Podcast to find out.
Maybe. I'm trying to. It's been so redundant. Everybody's kind of talking about
Yeah.
the same thing. So I'm trying to go outside the box a little bit.
There you go. In fact,
But
the last
no,
one,
I don't know.
very good about the French prospects. I thought that was definitely outside the box and definitely enjoyed that. But mine, I'm doing a little bit of a flip flop, I think, from the 13 to 14 position, because I think your 13 is my 14, and that's 14 is Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cleveland Cavaliers, to me, it just reminds me of that old Christmas special where it's the island of misfit parts, and it just seems like it's all these different parts that don't exactly fit together. There's some talent there. It just doesn't seem to look like on paper that it's going to work very well. I mean, you've got Evan Mobley, who I think can become a really good player in the league, but I just don't know alongside Larry Markkinen. You've got, of course, Jared Allen. You've got the backcourt, the Sexland backcourt of Colin Sexton and Darius Garland. I think something's going to happen. They're going to have to maybe trade or move one or two of those parts in order to go ahead and make it a better team overall. I mean, the wings, Isaac Okoro, nobody knows if he can actually do anything on the offensive side of the ball. So we're worrying about that. So I don't see this perfect fit for any of the individuals that are there. So I'm thinking it's not going to look very good on the court, and I think they're going to have a hard time on both ends of the floor for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
You forgot Kevin Love.
Yeah, I think the whole team right now, forget about Kevin Love. I'm just waiting for him to go viral once again with another temper tantrum.
Yeah, I don't know. I agree with you. I don't know what they're going to do with Kevin Love, but I agree as far as the parts.
Is that your number 13 team?
Yeah, I have my number 13.
Yeah, see, we're pretty much around the same level, and the same thing with Detroit. When it comes to Detroit, I like Olynyk a lot. I think he's going to actually be at some point traded because I think he's going to be a value commodity when you've got a big man who can shoot as well as he can. Cade Cunningham, I really like. He's not. I'm leaning away from him as a rookie of the year contender. I think there's one contender I think a little bit stronger for me, but still, the talent is there. I think that he's got a long time spot as far as in the hierarchy of the league if he wants it, if he works hard enough. I think that you're right with Killian Hayes. It's what you're worried about, the kind of fit between those two, because Killian Hayes can't play off the ball as of yet. So I'm kind of worried how that fits. And Jeremy Grant, I know he went there on a free agent because he wanted to go ahead and be able to be a place where he can be the guy. But do you see him being also a tradable commodity as well?
Yes and no. The reason I say yes is because he could bring something in return. The reason I say no is because, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, if you look at their roster, they need somebody that's going to make some type of money to reach the floor. I know they're still paying Blake, but then also you need to have some type of veteran there. So, I mean, you don't want to go all young because you have some. I mean, you have a bunch of young guys running wild without any leadership. So I do think that he can be there to provide some leadership. And then if he asks out, I think they'll gladly move him. But maybe it's something that you see at the deadline. Maybe a team feels like they're a piece away and they'll mortgage their future for him. But I mean, it seems like Detroit thinks that they're going to be competitive. So I don't know why. But as far as Cleveland, I mean, I think that Cleveland showed some flashes last year. Markkinen and Mobley, it's like they got their front court is pretty interesting, and that's not even including Love. But I guess they feel like Mobley has the versatility to be able to defend threes, and Markkinen can defend fours. And then, but I think one of the reasons why Markkinen has to start is because they need floor spacing. Because if they go with Okoro, Mobley, and Allen, I mean, they're not going to have a lot of floor spacing. I know everybody talks about the theory of Mobley as a shooter, but he's just really not a shooter at this point in his career. The upside is there, but I had mentioned it before. You know, when you talked about during the draft, everybody was concerned about Jalen Johnson as a shooter, but everybody believed in Mobley as a shooter, and their percentages were pretty much similar, and both are going to be fours in today's NBA. So So yeah, I mean, I think Mobley's form looks better. The touch is better, but as far as the percentages, they weren't much better than Jalen Johnson. So I think you have to start marketing simply because you need another floor spacer there.
Well, with Mobley, I had told you when he was a draft prospect that at best as an undrafted or a second round draft pick, I thought that his brother was a better outside shooter at this point in both their careers. And he went back to USC, and Evan obviously went as number 2 in the draft. Excuse me, number 3 in the draft. So, it's something that I think we'll be looking at to see if he is going to be a good long-term fit in Cleveland with him right beside Jared Allen, who has that nice big fat contract he signed over the course of the offseason. So we'll see what that plays out. But again, 14 Cleveland for me, 13 for Detroit. It's just flip-flop for Rafael, but we both have them pretty much in the same place. Number 12.
Man, I'm looking at my list and I might have to flip-flop it. Number 12, I'm going to go with the Washington Wizards.
Okay.
I think, I don't know. Their pieces don't necessarily fit to me either. I'm guessing their opening day lineup will be Dinwiddie, Beal. I don't know if they're going to start Gafford or Thomas Bryant. I don't know if he's back yet. I think Denny Avdia is not playing yet. Hachimura. I mean, has he come back yet? I haven't kept up with the box scores, but I don't think he's back yet. It's going to be interesting there. Kuzma and KCP, the Laker guys. It doesn't look like any of them are probably going to start. Maybe I don't know. I just don't think that they're going to be very good. But then they got a new coach. I don't really have a read on their coach or his philosophy or anything like that. So you never know. But just on paper, it doesn't seem like the best fit for me. Just the best combination of players to be a playoff team.
I see them not too much higher at number 11. So I'll just let you know I agree with you in your assessment of that. I think there's a lot of movable parts that they will move during the course of the season or right around the trading deadline. They have a lot of players that, again, a lot of them courtesy of the Lakers that they traded over for Russell Westbrook. But they have a lot of individuals there that are probably better fits on other teams as a separate unit as opposed to all together on the same team. The question I have for you on Washington is, will Bradley Beal get traded this year?
I guess it depends on Bradley Beal. I think the power is in his hands. I don't think so. I think he's going to stick it out.
Fair enough. I think that he'll be looked at strongly depending on where the team is at. I know that he said he's happy in Washington, but I know that there's the realistics of where they are as an organization and if they need to improve and if the right deal comes along, it just might be too hard for them to say no. But we'll wait and see. Who is your number 11 team? Because, again, that for Washington, it was me for number 12, you for number 12. So who is your number 11 team?
The Toronto Raptors.
Okay, that's what I thought. So we flip-flopped on that one. They're my number 12 team. So I just think with them, it's a lot. For me, it's about offense. I just don't think with all the players that they have there. And again, you've got your famous comment on the Locked On NBA Draft podcast in regards to Scotty Barnes. Why would you draft a guy number 5 as just a glue guy, or number 4 as just a glue guy? So It's just that famous comment. I think I agree with you. I think he's going to be a good player in the league, but is he someone that's going to stand out? I don't see anything yet. I'm hoping I'm wrong, and I'm hoping that the kid will become a star and a breakout star that a number 4 pick will generate oftentimes, but I just don't see it as of yet as far as being other than that guy who's going to, like you said, keep everything together. But I think with OG Anunoby and Pascal Siakam, whenever he comes back, and Fred VanVleet, it's a nice lineup, but it's just not something I'm going to go ahead and be too worried about. They'll be okay on defense. I just think they're just going to have a hard time scoring points.
Yeah, I mean they have a lot of length and guys that can switch and defend multiple positions. But yeah, I mean it's going to be tough. But I don't know if Siakam comes back as a 25 point per game scorer, Van Vliet can put up 20, 22 points per game, and defensively they're really good. Then they can make some noise. I like Nick Nurse. He's not someone that I like to bet against. I think he is creative enough on offense where he can make their offense better than how it would look on paper. But I'm just looking at the teams that are ahead of them, and I think it's going to be tough for them to jump up.
I agree with you on that because the East overall looks like it's the better conference of the two, and that's the first time I can really say that in a long, long time.
You think it's
So
better?
I think it. I think when you look at from 1 to 15, I think it stays a little bit stronger. I think it just drops off like at 13, where I think with Western Conference it drops off for me around 10, maybe 11. So I just think that right now overall, maybe by a nose, the Eastern Conference is better, or at least you could say that they're on an even plane for the first time in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I think. Especially because number 1 and 2 for them is such a top heavy position for them. They're really top heavy.
I can see that.
All right. Once again, it's the Lakers Fast Break. It's our NBA season preview with Mr. Rafael Barlowe from the Locked On NBA Draft Podcast. We're up to our number 10 spots. And let me just recap again for me. Number 15, Orlando. Number 14, Cleveland. Number 13, Detroit. Number 12, Toronto. And number 11, Washington. It's just basically a couple flip-flops along the way for Rafael Barlowe. And we'll go ahead and just recap that again as we go through the course of the show. But number 10, I have a team that also is going to have trouble scoring the basketball at times, but a team that has got a bright future and some really talented prospects, including one of the Ball brothers, and that is the Charlotte Hornets. Again, I think the offense is going to be an issue, especially after what I saw early in the preseason just a couple of days ago where they could only manage 59 points. But I do think that they've got a lot of talent there. What are your thoughts on the Charlotte Hornets at number 10?
Yeah, they should be fun to watch. Definitely a league pass team. I like James Bouknight. I think that he adds another dimension, which is going to be off the bench since they just signed Rozier to that pretty big contract extension.
Yeah.
The key is for them health, which is really one player, Gordon Hayward. He is the key. If he can stay healthy, then I think they can make some noise. Without him, I think they're going to struggle because nobody else really moves the ball like that. He's their second best passer, and he's a really good player when he's healthy. I think he's very underrated. He's more known for his injuries and his contracts at this point, but when he's healthy, I mean he's a difference maker for them. I actually have them at number 9. I had the Pacers at number 10.
We're flip-flopping again, my friend,
Yeah.
because that's who I have at 9. Tell me your thoughts on the Indiana Pacers.
Well, I'm still not a big fan of Sabonis and Turner together. I think Sabonis is a 5. I think that's his best position in the NBA. I think Miles Turner's best position is as a 5. Miles just doesn't space the floor enough. He's a good shooter, but he doesn't space it enough to where you can say he's like a stretch 5. And then he also is not a really good rebounder, but Sabonis rebounds. Yeah, I mean, I'm amazed that they've kept them together this long, which is, I guess you could say it's not bad. I mean, too many times we feel like teams hit the panic button and they give a duo a couple years. But the key is LeVert, and LeVert just can't stay healthy. If LeVert can stay healthy, and I think with Brogdon, LeVert, and I mean, I think they got a good rookie in
TJ
Duarte.
Warren can't stay
TJ
healthy
Warren,
either.
same thing. Yeah, if they can stay healthy, then I think they could be a different team. And then, they got a highly respected coach in Rick Carlisle. And we'll see how much he plays Duarte. He has a reputation of kind of being hard on rookies unless he's kind of forced to play them. But yeah, I mean, I think that both teams have question marks as far as like their, guys that can play a major role for them in health. And so that's why I have the Hornets actually above the Pacers.
Okay. Like I said, to me, I think they're going to have relative right around the same record. I hear all this time during the course of the offseason how it was such a bad fit with Nate Bjorkgren, and obviously the problems that were there and the fact that the team hated him and things of that nature and how it worked out for the team. And I hear that when Rick Carlisle comes in, oh, this team is going to be so much better because he's such a great coach and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And he's won a title and all this great stuff. But he burned his bridges with Luka in Dallas. And I'm still not convinced, like you said, with the pieces that they have there, if they can stay healthy and the fit between right now, we're seeing this almost the fourth, I think it's the fourth season we're seeing right now with Turner and Sabonis, who everybody has said now for a long time has been such a bad fit. If they were one player, they would be the best player in the league, but it is two players. So, in dealing with that, they've obviously it's been a good enough fit for them because they've not traded one of those individuals. So I am just kind of I don't want to say I'm kind of down on the Pacers. I just don't think that they're going to rise as high with the arrival of Rick Carlisle as I think that they do.
Yeah. I mean, I think with the whole Luka Carlisle situation, I think that's kind of overblown. I think the real rift was between
The front
Luka
office.
Carlisle and the guy that was doing all the gambling.
Yeah.
The guy which I saw that he's not coming back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that it's just a matter of health. If the guys can be healthy, for example, if LeVert and TJ Warren are gonna play 70 games, and I think the Pacers could be better than the Hornets, but they have two guys that I think are projected starters out, while the Hornets, or two guys that are projected starters that have major injury concerns, while the Hornets have one. So that's the reason why I got the Hornets finishing above the Pacers.
There you go. Once again, it's the NBA season preview with Rafael Barlowe. Number 8, who do you have now sneaking in as a playoff team at number 8? At number 8. Well, that's besides the fact if play in, so that they could lose in the play-ins like we saw last year in the Western Conference. But who do you have coming in at number 8?
The Boston Celtics.
Ooh.
Yeah, they. I mean, I want Boston to be good, but it just seems like even though they have two really, really young players as their first and second best player, it seems like their window is closing, despite the fact that they're young. Like, how often can we talk about a team where you feel like their window is closing when they have two of their best players that aren't even in their primes yet? I like Schroeder. I mean, I know people don't like him. I like what Robert Williams brings when he's focused
and healthy.
But yeah, just looking at the teams in the East, I just think that there are 7 teams that are better than them, and the team is going in a weird direction right now with Ainge and Brad Stevens resigning or leaving. It just seems like there's something strange going on behind the scenes that we haven't really found out about. Like, these two guys were considered geniuses just 3 years ago. And now both have left. Like, if you would have told me in 2000,
well, Stevens moved up.
Right. But I mean, like, I think he's a coach. Now, I don't know him personally, but he just seems like he is a guy that is born to coach. And that's what he loves doing. I never saw him as a front office guy, decision maker. So it just seems like there's something that went on that we don't know about it, to where he decide. I mean, he's young. Like, I mean, what did he say? He was burnt out or something like that. He's a young guy. Like, something is going on that just doesn't make sense to me.
I agree with you. It's something on the surface we're not seeing as of yet, or we're not hearing about. I have them as my number 7 team. I think the fact that they are going to be very good on the defensive end. They've got a lot of great defensive players, especially their defensive backcourt. But the problem is with Josh Richardson and, like you said, Dennis Schroeder, I won't go on the contract and all that with the Lakers. I think I think we've already roasted him enough on this show in regards to turning down that contract and all
But
that.
you know what? Why does he not get this? Why does Victor Oladipo not get the same criticism as
Agreed. Yeah.
Oladipo turned down 112 and got 2.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's the same thing right there for you. But with Boston, I just think generating offense, again, outside of the two, Tatum and Brown,